All right, let's talk about longevity of your jiu-jitsu career in terms of injury. I know we talked about longevity before in other videos in terms of like wearing a rash guard underneath your gi to prevent skin disease and other things that might spread, but let's talk about body maintenance, okay? Let's talk about stretching, working out, and other things that are going to add to the longevity of your jiu-jitsu career. We need to pay attention and listen to our bodies. We cannot ignore our body trying to communicate with us while we're doing jiu-jitsu nonstop, because that's when injuries happen. When injuries happen, we can't train, and that makes everybody sad, all right? And I am no expert on the subject in terms of body maintenance. There's structural therapists out there and other people that you could talk to, but I do have a lot of experience with experts who talk to me about this stuff and who keep me in shape. So I'm gonna tell you what has worked for me, and hopefully I can pass on some knowledge that's gonna help you with the longevity of your jiu-jitsu career. So I'm sure most of you have already heard about cold exposure therapy. If you haven't, I strongly suggest you go look it up from experts much smarter than me. But every single day I expose myself to the cold. I generally like to get in this ice barrel I have here in the gym. I love it. It's got the spigot at the bottom to make things easier for maintenance. It doesn't take up a lot of space. But yeah, every single day I'm exposing myself to the cold, and I strongly suggest you do that as well in terms of inflammation and other things that will help your BJJ career. And also mentally, it has done things for me mentally that I cannot explain, but at the same time are unparalleled to most other things I've done. Just that deliberate exposure to uncomfortableness, and the ice has definitely been a major factor in that. Another super important maintenance regimen is stretching. Not necessarily to be the most flexible person. As you can see, I'm not very flexible here, but it's important that we have a good balance between what we're trying to compress and stretch in the jiu-jitsu world. So when we do jiu-jitsu, we're constantly compressing certain areas, we're pressing in, we're being pulled this way, we're being pressed that way, and we need to listen to our bodies to find out where we need to stretch, where we're constantly getting the opposite force. So keeping a good balance is very important, so we want to make sure we stretch. Like I said, I'm not very flexible. I cannot touch my toes. As you can see right now, I can't even get close to doing the splits. However, I try to do something like this every single day where I'm feeling tight, because that's going to prevent injury in the long run. Adding more to the continued body maintenance for jiu-jitsu is definitely rolling out muscles that have knots and are too tight. For example, my calves are always super tight and they always get knots, and I even had to tap once in a competition because my calf muscle locked up and it hurt so bad, and it's because I wasn't hydrated enough. I have been cutting weight, and on top of that I wasn't getting electrolytes, and on top of that I didn't properly stretch or roll out my muscles before that competition. So I am very hyper aware of what those muscles are feeling like now. So I'm always rolling them out, stretching them like you saw before, but just to make sure that you are taking care of your muscles, because that leads to injury and that prevents cramps. And ooh, see, like right now I'm super tight. In terms of working out, I don't lift too many heavy weights at all, actually. I do a lot more functional training where it's like body lifts, calisthenics, and a lot of balance. So like a lot of instability, things are gonna force my core and my stability muscles to activate. This, I noticed, helps a lot with body awareness, which is what you want, that proprioception on the mats. In addition, it's going to help you with those movements and building those neuromuscular connections. I do a lot of those calisthenic movements in place of working out heavy. I've noticed it's helped me tremendously in terms of my jiu-jitsu career, because let's be honest, once you get to that purple belt, being strong and being athletic isn't going to win you championships. Those neuromuscular connections and that body awareness, that's what makes the difference between a good athlete and a great athlete. So find a lot of good things for you, like pull-ups, push-ups, handstands, headstands, and that's going to help you build that functional core awareness.